great, Israel. How are you doing?
I'm very good. How's the weather treating you?
Well, the weather is good this morning.
Very good.
Very good.
Like quite literally. When you, because this might help a lot of other Nigerians, when you start your day and it's raining, does it douse your energy? Because I think it did douse mine for a little bit, but is it a general thing? Did it also douse your energy? Or what do you do when you expected to leave the house earlier and have a free traffic flow, and all of a sudden you have rainfall, you have tiredness and inertia, then you have traffic? What do you do when all of these odds are stacked against you?
Okay, thank you very much. Nice question. When you are a very intentional person, you don't just wake up and allow the day to roll you. You
Right.
plan your day. So whether the rain comes or whether the sun comes, like the goal is to execute everything you have for that day, regardless. So that is it.
I like that. Whether the rain comes or the sun comes, you have to execute your targets. And that involves having to take some time off in the morning to plan. What do I want to do? What do I want to achieve? How many minutes of the day do you devote to all of these internal plannings before you roll out?
Okay, a very popular author, Brian Tracy, said something. If you don't plan, then you're planning to fail. So it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes to plan my day.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
10 to 15 minutes to plan my day. Start by, putting everything down so that you can just execute and tick, putting a timeline to everything.
Right. So very important, having a timeline to everything.
Yeah.
What does that timeline involve? This is important because people should learn how to set up their to-do list. People think it's about, I have a list of 20,000 things I want to achieve. It's not about that. It's about having to really get the real things done, because many people do things that are not important at all. And I've seen that a majority of us are majoring on the minors and are minoring on the majors. We do the important things so little, and we do the not important things so much, like ranting, like complaining about the government. You can't do nothing about that until 2027 when you have the powers. So how do you now how do you get most things done in a day?
Okay, thank you for that question. How you get most things done in a day is you need to first write down everything you want to do. Then look at that list. Which is most important? Which one, if I do now, has the heaviest impact? So with that, you're going to start.
Give me a practical example.
Okay, practical example. I woke up this morning by 4 a.m.
Is that usual time for you?
No, no. I normally do it by 3, but this morning I woke up by
3
4
a.m.
Yeah.
Why are you a vampire?
No, my most productive times are normally at 9. So another thing you need to do for yourself is you need to understand your timing, when it's the most productive time for you. So I function very, very well at 9s because of the nature of my job. So by 10 o'clock, everything just ends. So I woke up this morning, and when I woke up, I planned everything I wanted to do. And when I planned everything I wanted to do, I just kick-started immediately with, designing and all that. So you just need to find out what is the most important thing, then start with it. A popular author, Brian Tracy, again said,
Right,
"Eat
right.
that frog."
And it involves picking up the ugliest of the frogs.
Exactly.
Frog meaning responsibilities.
Yeah.
So, all right. So we're going to talk about the rise of remote work. I'm a remote worker alongside the radio, and I found it very, very, what's the word now? It's a mix of emotions right now, because sometimes you don't know how to differentiate between working hours and other times. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to talk about.
Yes.
Because sometimes you don't have to clock in physically. You don't have to wear your shirt, your shoes to be at work. It means you can work in bed.
Yeah.
That might obstruct your normal, life cycle. We're gonna come back to that. But before we let you go on this break,
Okay.
if you were not here this morning, what else would you be doing? I'm curious.
Okay, if I was not here,
This is about 20 minutes past 11.
okay,
What
I'll
was
probably
that
be at
doing?
the gym right now.
You go to the gym?
Yes, I do.
What is your favorite rep to do?
My favorite biceps. Favorite reps. Sorry, when you say favorite reps, you mean favorite
What
exercise?
kind of exercises do you
Okay,
like to do?
biceps. I want to train my biceps. Yeah. Thank
I know
you.
to carry laptops.
Thank
I'm going
you.
to come back to talk about topic essentially is the rise of remote work and how global trends are shaping Nigeria's businesses. But we cannot, as Nigerians now, talking about the greater population, we didn't really stumble upon remote work until 2020. I've always heard of remote work, but I never understood it in context until 2020, when people had to, work from the house, whatever, from the cafe, from the restaurant, but they just had to work outside of the offices. And that was a sort of an eye-opener, and it opened a lot of organizations to the fact that people don't have to come to work and resume physically to get things done. But while in 2020, I'm curious, in 2020, when others were mourning the death of their loved ones from COVID and people were complaining, you were making money and training other people. Walk me through how you started in 2020.
Okay, thank you so much, Israel. I see this as an opportunity to share what has really helped me scale. I'm going to start by a day I asked my younger sister for money to, do something, and it was as low as 500 naira. It was very humiliating.
In 2020?
In 2020, yeah. it was very humiliating the way she responded, and I felt like, no, this can't work. I was still an undergraduate because I had spent years in university, unfortunately, but I was looking for ways to like scale up, get money. So I was working at Yaba Market. I was
the popular Yaba Market.
Yeah, Yaba Market. I was a trader there. I was helping.
What were you selling?
I was selling shoes. So I was getting paid 15,000 naira. And after the COVID, my boss, he just said, "Oh, you need to stop working." Or before the COVID, he just said, "You need to stop working because everybody is going." So I stayed in my house in my green chair, and I was looking around. Then I realized that money cannot be made without you selling a product or a service. So I looked into myself. I found out everything. What do I have? I had almost nothing. The only thing I had was my experiences. So I packaged my experiences into a digital product called an ebook called Mindset Boost. And to cut the long story short, the money I made from that book through my marketing and every other thing has been what has like given birth to any other thing, any other fund you see me with. So it all started with me looking at what was inside of me, turning my intelligence, my experiences to a product that can give me money. And I sold it to a targeted consumer base, and I was able to raise funds to learn other skills.
That is interesting. So we can say from broke to riches.
Exactly.
But literally, because from 500 naira, I can imagine somebody who had to beg for 500. That's like, at the time, that was like a senior denomination, I know, but not a big deal. So when you look back at that year, what has really changed in terms of your attitude towards work, in terms of productivity and other things? What has really changed?
Okay, my attitude towards work, like I've learned a lot. I've learned that the law of cause and effect and the law of belief, like, will always play a role. The law of belief means that anything you believe that's what is going to happen. And the law of cause and effect says that if you believe that you're going to make money, then you need to have a chorus. You need to do something that will help you make money. So since then I've had an execution mindset since then, and it's not just about executing on what matters. So I found out along the line, what matters, and that is what I have been on.
Was it hard to switch? Because I think I know how it works. You go to work, you work hard for the sun, and you're trying to persuade people. In Yaba Market, here's one thing I've noticed: don't exchange eye contact with the traders. The moment they look at you and your eyes lock in, you are buying something from them.
They are going to grab you.
Is that a strategy? Because Yaba Market is notorious. They want to like grab you. At some point, if it was a wristwatch, they could wear it on you and say, "Guy, it fits you now," and that kind of thing. So I'd like to know that, because you are one of the people behind it. Is that how it works? Do you guys have a playbook where you say that's how you sell today?
You see, what has been working years ago will almost still work, especially when it comes to marketing and sales. Marketing has to do with attraction. When when you're just passing my shop and you're looking at one shoe, that is me. I'm going to grab you. I'm going to go to you, and that is the same way it works online.
That is vicious.
That is the same way it works online. When you make an inquiry for my product, then you've entered my funnel. I must close you. It is how it is. We need to have an execution mentality.
That is very aggressive. That is aggressive, to be honest.
Like, that's actually what we're supposed to be. Like, you don't need to be aggressive in this time. Whether you're selling shoes, whether you're selling bags, online, offline courses, you need to be aggressive in marketing, because attention is currency.
Attention is currency. Let's leave it at that point. At what point did you realize online copywriting? Was it an inborn skill, or you learned it from 2020?
Okay. When I discovered copywriting, I used to see a lot of online businesses. Those people would advertise, learn how to make 1 million in 30 days using your smartphone and all. So I jumped into all those things, affiliate marketing, and I struggled. I spent, when people say you just come on there and you just start making money immediately, like, that was how I thought it was. But I spent 8 good months before I could make my first sale, and I started diagnosing what exactly happened. And I found out that I lacked a skill called copywriting. What is copywriting? The ability to persuade, the act of converting, the act of selling an idea. The act of is an act of copywriting is just an act of persuading someone to buy your product using a specialized way, crafting offers that makes it so irresistible. So I lacked that skill, and that made me spend years. So when I learned the skill, immediately I went on first gas cylinder, and that is how I arrived here today.
Interesting, and it's important to look at what has been. That's why I said review your life.
Yeah.
You can check what is working and what's not working, and you can know how to rejig things. And I like how you did it, and now you are now profitable because there was a gap, and the gap was copywriting. Interesting. And what is actually copywriting?
Okay.
For people who want to like upskill and learn some more, what is copywriting?
Okay, copywriting, I'm going to use because if I just define copywriting, many people may not really understand. But if if Grace and Amina selling a land, Grace come and say, her marketing message is, on our WhatsApp status, just harassing people, come and buy land so that your children will not be poor, all those one, pass out, blah, blah, blah. If her marketing message is uncoordinated, Grace maybe just say, come and buy land, just put the price tag there. And Amina comes and say, Grace caught Aja going for high selling land, when you buy this land, it's in a very, very good location. It has access to airport, it's the marketing message. So copywriting is the act of crafting emotionally compelling marketing message that attracts your ideal audience to take a buying decision. So you understand? So what I mean by that is, you just have to say something, market in a way that emotionally attracts an ideal audience to take a buying decision on anything you're selling, whether it's land, whether it's perfume, lip gloss, anything at all. You use copywriting as long as it's online to sell.
Right, interesting. And how profitable is it? Because I like to do things that can make people become big boss. So how profitable is it?
All right. The mistake a lot of people make in this digital economy is thinking their skill will make them rich. Unfortunately, your skill will not make you rich. It's what you use your skill for. A lot of people are so eloquent, intelligent in coding. So many people are very good in, doing data analysis, but you will not make money from all those things if you don't know the business model. So in copywriting, there are 4 business models that I subscribe to and I teach my students. Number 1 is freelancing. What is freelancing? Freelancing is the act of using your copywriting skills to serve a client that needs that service. A lot of people are looking for people to write email copies for them and all that. Those emails you see online, hello guy, you have not bought this product, those emails. So it is copywriters that write it. Remember what copywriting is, the act of emotionally compelling. So that's one business model. The second business model is affiliate marketing, by selling other people's products using copywriting. The next business model is information marketing, the act of turning your knowledge into profits and using copywriting to sell it. So I'm just going to talk about that 3 business model for now.
Okay, interesting one.
So much for that question. And on an average level, the amount you can make on the internet is limitless. It's limitless. Asking me to put a price or a particular
what was the
range.
average?
The average. If you're a very good copywriter, then you can make a minimum of 500k monthly. A minimum of 500k monthly. Now, remember what I said initially. It depends on your business model. It depends on your business model. So if you're a freelance copywriter and you get a job, freelance copywriters, my student gets a job and, they are on retainer, $400, $500, some one-off products from one-off projects at $1,000. Sorry, I'm using dollars because most of these online jobs, the people that pay well are not Nigerians, they're Americans, they're Caucasians.
And what's the demand for it?
The demand for copywriters is very, very high because you can almost not do anything online in regards to selling without needing a copywriter to craft out marketing message that people understand. Yeah.
Interesting. And of course, we're having to review how you can upskill. And we've said this copywriting is a good deal, and you can do it remotely.
Yes.
So you don't have to appear at work. You can skip traffic if you want to. And if you're earning, let's look at it, $1,000 on a decent rate every month, that's about 1.6 million, 1.4, 1.5, depending on the exchange rate.
Exactly.
And that's good money for yourself. And of course, you can have all the time to look at other things that really matter. But then here's another existential threat, which is AI. Do you think it's going to be a problem, or do you think it's going to be a tool that will help copywriters to scale?
Thank you so much for that question. Anytime someone tell me about AI, I just ask them, can AI replace copywriters? And I just want to listen to their reply. And many people, unfortunately, think that AI will replace copywriters. I see AI as your Harvard PhD personal assistant. Imagine you have an assistant that is very eloquent in many subjects. And that is why they have AI for different things. They have AI for coding, they have AI for writing, they have AI for content. Outsource the AI that can help you deliver your job effectively. One thing about AI is that AI is at the mercy of your prompting. If you can't give it intelligent prompting, you are going to get generic results. So again, AI cannot replace copywriters. In fact, AI partners, anybody that don't use AI right now, whether it's copywriter or anything online, then you're going to actually be replaced.
Let's look at how can people, Nigerians now, start to groom themselves for international opportunities. Aside copywriting, now what other deal exists on the table that Nigerians can harness and start to make money from?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. When people ask me how to make money online, especially on the online space, I refer them to high income skills. You see, high income skills are skills that you can learn within the space of 3 to 4 months, and you're going to earn high.
Right.
There's a difference between saying somebody says I want to learn how to write business plan. learning how to write business plan and outsourcing it to like people is different from learning how to run advertisements. You understand? People would pay higher for you to run advertisement for them because it helps them make money than for you to write business plan. Again, business plan can be written by just anything, but it takes intelligence to actually do. So high income skill, I'll just tell Nigerians to subscribe to high income skills.
High income skills is the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Now, everything is digital skills that you can learn from the house.
Okay, thank you so much for that question. When I'm just going to use myself as an example. When you plant a seed, if you expect that seed to grow tomorrow because you planted today, then you're just being delusional. So you need to understand. Many people learn skills that they don't understand that they need to give it time. You need to give it time. It's consistent watering, and when that tree grows, you're the one that will gain from it. Like you will gain from it every day, every month, and that is how it is. So some of the challenges is that it can be a lonely place because, especially when you don't have a mentor, when you don't have someone to guide you, it can be a very lonely place. It can be boring. That is it.
So how do you survive the boring space?
That is why I created my programs. And when I created my programs, I created it with the thought of Maslow hierarchy of needs. A lot of people don't just want to learn, they want community. And my program is not one that, you're just going to be learning alone. There's community, there's communication. Everyone has the opportunity to interact with one another. Hey, what is happening? How did you get this job? How did you create your portfolio? This is community. Community helps everybody grow.
Right. So, interesting. And now one thing that is important is how is this going to affect people? Because a lot of people we are all social animals, right? So says science. And we are used to, or we like to be interactive, go to the bank, go through traffic, banter with the conductor, we change, all that thing. So if you don't start to work in the house, you don't have any interaction, so to speak, what psychological impact do you think this will have on people?
Okay.
And how can they manage all of that?
Okay, one psychological impact. I'm going to always use myself as an example.
Right.
When I was learning all these skills, it was in a lonely place. I just sit down in my family house in a green chair, doing things.
That green chair twice.
Yeah, it's a very, very symbolic chair.
That green chair.
Daddy, thank you so much for that green chair with my table, everything plastic, and I'm just learning and people passing, wondering what is happening. Uzoma, what are you doing? I'm studying, I'm writing, and all. So it's a lonely place. People don't understand what is happening. So how you can actually hack into, how you can bring free your mind is when you've made some money,
Right.
invest in getting into circles, getting relationship. When we started this show, I told you about my gym. I'm supposed to be at the gym. I don't go to the gym just to build muscles. I go to the gym to interact. Sometimes I just go there and walk and I'm talking to people. So this is one way. I have communities, community of like-minded people. So this is one of the ways to, stay sane.
Go out and stay sane.
Yeah.
Interesting. Now, in order to give us some sort of giveaway, profitable financial giveaway, what are 5 high-income skills that you think if people can start to learn by March next year, they will be off the poverty hook?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. Number 1, copywriting. The ability to sell and persuade someone to buy your product. Number 2, learning how to run a profitable advertisement. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube is not just a platform for just talking, just watching. It's a platform you learn how to use their ads. Number 3, content creation. Now, content creation can be very dicey because, everybody creating, I woke up in the morning. No, learn how to monetize content. So number 3, content creation. Number 4, I'm going to say learning how to build funnels. Number 5, digital marketing. So I think that is all.
That's all you can mention. Yeah. That's really interesting. So in order to let you go, what's the final words from the people out there who they've seen copywriting everywhere online and they're looking like, how can I start this thing? What are the steps? How do I move on? How do I get? Some people also complain. They say I don't have a laptop. I don't have a high-end phone. I don't have digital. I don't have internet connectivity. So what is your word of succor and hope to these people who are out there, want to become like you, who started from nothing and it's something today? What's your word of advice to them?
Thank you so much for that question. I'm going to go. I was using a Samsung J3 phone, 1 gig RAM, very, very low memory, and I was using this phone to learn skills. So I think right now many people use heavy phones and they just watch TikTok.
Right.
I advise anyone that you should understand times and seasons. You don't just find one skill, like copyright. It may not be copywriting, just any skill, and looking for a month consistently. And my advice to everyone, because a lot of people have skills, a lot of people have things inside of them, but they're not making money from it. And that is because they don't understand the business model. My advice is don't just stop at learning skills. Find the business models of the skills.
Right.
And one of the ways to find the business models of the skills is to follow them who are making profits. Watch them, copy them. Replication is the key to success in this digital landscape. Thank you so much.
Replication is the key to success in this digital landscape. I want to thank